What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script, number 41, part number 2, to close out your weekend, November 30th, 2014. Thank you so much for joining me here on Off The Script, the number one source for all WWE news and rumors and WWE 2K15 content right here on YouTube.com, wherever you guys may be. Let's grab a cold beverage, let's grab a hot cup of coffee, man, and let's talk some WWE. What I got lined up for you guys in part 2, Sting's WWE debut, and the full backstage details from the Survivor Series, where we finally seen the long-awaited debut of the icon, Sting, in a WWE ring. It was fucking epic. And I got all the full backstage details on what WWE is thinking and what's going on with Sting in WWE, alright? If you guys missed part 1, an epic part 1 of Off The Script, CM Punk finally breaks his silence on the art of wrestling with his best friend, Colt Cabana. After all these months, people have wondered why WWE and CM Punk had a falling out. He explains it all in his own words, man, from his own mouth. CM Punk breaks his silence on the separation that he and the WWE had. If you guys missed part 1, go check it out. Go check it out as well. The Art of Wrestling link to that podcast is in the description of that video. Go check it out, man, and let me know what you think about the CM Punk situation and why he left WWE, alright? Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. If you guys don't know who they are, shame on you. Labar, Eisenberg, Ghoulish. Go check those guys out, show them some love, and tell them that me, JD from NY, sent you over there. Go check their YouTube page out as well. All exclusive content you're not going to see on WrestleZone.com. If you guys want more Labar, all the links to his social media will be down below in the description as well. If you guys are missing my WWE 2K15 content, links are down below, man. Universe mode and MyCareer mode. Epic fucking shit, man. Go check that shit out as well. Links are down below. Joe Cronin Show. If you guys want additional wrestling content, Joe is your man. Twitter and YouTube linked down below. If you guys want even more additional wrestling content, TRN and the guys over there. I did a Survivor Series review with those guys, and that link will be down below as well. They're giving away a signed, autographed poster photo of Sting. If that video gets to 1,000 views, man, go and check that out. You might be able to win an autographed picture of Sting. So go check those guys out. Show them some love if you guys want additional wrestling content right here on YouTube.com. All right? Enough of me, man. Let's get into the news. Sting, WWE debut, and the full backstage details from the Survivor Series. At WWE Survivor Series on November 23rd, former WCW, I was going to say WWE, that would be something, huh? Former WCW World Heavyweight Champion Sting made his first appearance in a WWE ring, costing Team Authority their match in the main event. According to a report by PWInsider.com, the original script called for Sting to appear immediately following the Divas Traditional Survivor Series Elimination Tag match earlier in the show. There were even rumors circulating that he could possibly make or take a microphone and challenge The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania 31. Ultimately, it seems that it was placed in the script to throw people off and keep his main event appearance under wraps. One of the reasons WWE brought Sting in was to further promote the now-released WWE 2K15 video game for current and next-gen consoles. If you were to have pre-ordered the game, you could unlock Sting as a playable character. The company also wanted to drill home the fact that anything could happen on the WWE Network. The pay-per-view was free to all new subscribers, meaning the audience for this show was presumably larger than earlier in the year. The network was a big focal point of the show on Sunday evening. The bout between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt was essentially used as a tool to promote WWE TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs on December 14th, while Steve Austin's upcoming podcast with Vince McMahon was pushed as well. The big news coming out of Survivor Series on Sunday night, we all know, is the debut of Sting and him costing Team Authority their match in the main event. WWE Hall of Famer and former announcer for the company, Jim Ross, wrote the following excerpt on his blog, jrsbarbecue.com, about Sting's memorable appearance on that very show. Happy to see my old friend, the Stinger, debut at Survivor Series Sunday night. Honestly, I wish I hadn't read so much material, notwithstanding writing about the rumor of his return to the ring Sunday night myself. I'd like to have it better, if not allowed myself to be preconditioned about Sting's arrival. I have no one but me to blame. Nonetheless, it seems like he got a good ovation from the St. Louis crowd that had an up and down night and has had many serious distractions the past several months, which may have affected the ticket sales in St. Louis. Radically charged tragedies are obviously not the environment to promote a major entertainment event, as it can generally get media traction in the market. It was simply unfortunate timing for WWE. Triple H gave Sting the Legends welcome back to a large-scale TV. Well done. I hope we only see Sting wrestle one time. At WWE WrestleMania 31 versus Triple H would work for me, but we only need to see Sting wrestle once, and that's at WrestleMania. And then after that, if any matches, sparingly at best. Okay? Ross also offered up his thoughts on the match between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. I personally needed more wrestling from Ambrose and Wyatt before they went all Home Depot, setting up the TLC match in December in 3 weeks. I like both guys' work, but perhaps a little more wrestling would have created a more stark contrast to the gimmicks. Now, I gave you my opinion on Sting. It looks like we're going to get Sting versus Triple H at WrestleMania 31. I would be perfectly okay with that, man. I think that's going to be a great match. I think Triple H can get a great match out of Sting. Triple H is in great shape. He can still go, as we all witnessed at this year's WrestleMania versus Daniel Bryan, man. One of the matches of the year, if not match of the night, on WrestleMania, okay? So I'm very excited to see Sting in a WWE ring. I'm excited to see Sting start making appearances right before these big events, man. On Monday Night Raw, it's going to be unreal. It's going to be unreal, man. When he finally opens his mouth and starts talking to the WWE Universe, it's going to be something that we've never seen before, man, and it's going to generate buzz. WWE had generated buzz about Monday Night Raw following the Survivor Series. Everyone wanted to see Sting. WWE did not follow up with that. They've seen huge increases in ratings for Hour 1 with Daniel Bryan, and then we all wanted to see Sting, and then after that, Hour 2 and Hour 3 went right downhill. All right, we all want to see Sting. WWE knows this. And like I said, kudos to WWE for handling the Sting appearance very well. It made Survivor Series, that match with the Authority and Team Cena was unbelievable, man. If you guys go out and watch the Survivor Series, that one match alone is worth the pay-per-view. It's worth 3 hours of your time to sit through that, man. Or if you got the network, you could just fast forward through the entire thing and just watch that match. The Dean Ambrose-Bray Wyatt match was great, man. Great storytelling. Nobody gets it like Bray Wyatt does, man. The man is unbelievable. They did set up TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs on December 14th. And again, it's going to be a great match. I just wish the feud was a little bit better written, okay? These two guys can definitely go. What they tell in the ring storyline-wise is unbelievable. And Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose should be the match of the night at TLC if they're going to be involved in a tables, ladders, and chairs match on December 14th. I also don't like that the pay-per-view is only 3 weeks away. We just got done with Survivor Series. We're all still very much high from the Sting appearance, and now we're going to be heading right back into another pay-per-view. But the Royal Rumble is just around the corner, man, and when the Royal Rumble comes around, you see a whole different JD, man. I'm very excited about the Royal Rumble and what this year's Rumble might potentially bring to us WWE fans, all right? But I don't necessarily agree with Jim Ross about the debut of Sting. If Sting wrestles once at WrestleMania, fine. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to bitch. I'm not going to moan. But if you can get 1 or 2 matches out of Sting besides Triple H, I would be okay with it, man. Triple H versus Sting is even rumored to be happening at the Royal Rumble, which I will talk about tomorrow. I got news on that. All right, if it happened at the Rumble and then we get him versus Taker at WrestleMania, that would be great. If we could get another year out of Sting, that would be even better to me, man. Not necessarily a run with the title, but it all can culminate next year at WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas, or at WrestleMania 32, rather, in Dallas, Texas, against The Undertaker. You can have him go against Triple H at WrestleMania if you want, okay? You can have him go against John Cena at SummerSlam and build him around that. You can have him even go against WrestleMania and The Undertaker at number 32 in Dallas, man. Get 3 matches out of him. That would be phenomenal. That would be unbelievable. But I may be pushing the envelope there with my my requests, but I think it's possible. I think it's possible. If you use him sparingly only at the biggest events, I think it will work. Ross is saying 1 match, and that's it. He wants to see Sting wrestle once. It'll be against Triple H. But you know WWE wants to see The Undertaker is healthy, and we will definitely get The Undertaker versus Sting, man. It has to happen. Now that he's in the WWE, now that he stepped foot in the WWE ring, we have to see it eventually. It will happen. I think the WWE is going to try and get 2 or 3 matches out of Sting, so we'll see what happens with that, all right? Another big talked about subject from Survivor Series was Nikki Bella beating AJ Lee in 20 seconds at Survivor Series for the Divas Championship, all right? At Survivor Series on November 23rd, Bella defeated Lee to become the new Divas Champion. What overshadowed the moment was the manner in which the title switch went down. Brie Bella hopped on the apron and kissed AJ, distracting her long enough for Nikki to attack from behind and land her with the rack attack and seal the victory. According to PW Insider, that quick finish was simply the way the match was booked. Rumors began circulating following the bout that Survivor Series was AJ's last match with WWE. Her getting squashed would be used as a means to write her off their programming. The report notes that the finish has nothing to do with AJ potentially taking time off or leaving the company. There you have it. AJ is not going anywhere. It was simply the way the match was booked. And like we seen on Monday Night Raw, they will be continuing their feud leading into TLC. Finn Balor, formerly known as Prince Devitt, has aligned himself in recent weeks with Hideo Itami on NXT television. According to a report by PWInsider.com, plans are in motion for Balor and Itami to make a run at the NXT Tag Team Championship, currently held by Sin Cara and Kalisto, the Lucha Dragons. This would be done as a precursor to both superstars making their singles runs down in developmental. Per Balor's agreement with WWE, his NXT stint isn't expected to go very long. There is no word yet on when management plans on calling him up to the main roster. Although not yet officially announced, Balor and Itami will be facing the Ascension at NXT TakeOver Revolution on December 11th, exclusively on the WWE Network. I might have to do a review of that show. Let me know if you guys want a review of NXT TakeOver down in the comments when that pay-per-view goes live on the WWE Network. But I know Balor and Itami both have similar agreements in their contract that they're not going to spend too much time in NXT. I think Adrian Neville has the same thing, but we all know Neville has been down in NXT for quite some time. But we don't know. We don't know what WWE plans on doing with Balor and Itami. Hopefully they're not down there that long, but I do want, if they do bring them up to the main roster, that they do have a solid storyline in place for both. They could make a run at the WWE Tag Team titles. Who the fuck knows, man? But all I know is that Balor, Itami versus the Ascension can't miss television at Revolution. I've noted before that both Vince McMahon and Triple H were very happy with Ryback's recent return to WWE TV and the fan reaction to his return. Ryback was well received backstage, and it was noted that his attitude has improved. Now it's said that Triple H sees Ryback as a personal pet project and is looking to regenerate the big guy as a top guy on the roster. A source noted that there has been indeed some talk of Triple H returning to the ring to face Ryback sometime in 2015. I reported that last week, that Ryback for Triple H is being rumored for the Royal Rumble. I think it would be best if Ryback and Triple H don't face each other. I just don't want to see that match at all. Not very interesting to me. As far as Ryback goes, Ryback will be feuding with Kane, which I do believe I have a story on that for Part 3, okay? But Ryback, the big guy, getting a push in 2015. It's already started. He is now Triple H's new personal pet project, okay? What happened to Ryback, man? I know Ryback was Curtis Axel and Ryback. I'd rather see Curtis Axel get a push, man. Triple H was behind that. What happened to that? Get the son of Mr. Perfect. I would much rather see Curtis Axel in Ryback's position. But apparently WWE just refuses to get behind guys like Axel and Cesaro and etc., etc., etc. But Ryback getting a push in 2015. While there hasn't been many details on the Backstage Raw meeting that Rey Mysterio and Vince McMahon had a few weeks ago in Buffalo, word is that one of the pitches Vince made to Rey Mysterio was to give him more creative control over who he works with. As noted, WWE really wants Rey back on TV, but Rey is adamant that he wants to leave the company. I don't care. Plain and simple. Don't care about Mysterio. Figured you guys would care and want to know the continuation of what's going on with Rey Mysterio. So that's that, all right? Many within WWE continue to wonder what's with the booking of Cesaro. I wonder that too. If you guys want to see how Cesaro should be booked, watch my WWE Universe mode. I will be having a lot to do with Cesaro on WWE 2K15. Officials have gone back and forth on having him as a heel or babyface, which we've seen play out on TV. Cesaro is well liked backstage, but it was described as one of those things where Vince McMahon is all for the push one week and then against it the next. Make up your fucking mind before you push him out, Vince. You got a prime quality talent. Book him accordingly and utilize him for what he brings to WWE programming. Excuse me. Finally, guys, TNA news. I know, surprisingly, I got TNA news. On top of a new network deal for TNA, WWE may bring a new announce team along with it. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, plans are in motion for former WWE announcer Josh Matthews to replace Mike Tenay on commentary. Matthews would work with Taz while Tenay would maintain some sort of on-air role. Tenay has been the lead announcer for TNA since the company's inception in 2002, having voiced every single pay-per-view and television taping. Matthews was released by World Wrestling Entertainment on June 25th as a former contestant on WWE Tough Enough. In 2001, he was able to land the role as a backstage interviewer for SmackDown as an announcer on Velocity. I actually enjoyed Josh Matthews' mic work, man. I thought he was very well. I thought he was very good. He kept me engaged. He was very in tune with what was going on in the ring. I'm not a big fan of Mike Tenay, man. I don't like his facial expressions. They annoy the shit out of me. You know those facial expressions, those smart, smirks that he makes. I just don't like Tenay. I think he's a tired voice. But Josh Matthews, I think, would fit very nicely in that role on TNA and bring some new energy and a new aspect behind the TNA announce team. And I know Jim Ross is going to be calling the Global Force Wrestling pay-per-view at New Japan. I may actually just order that pay-per-view just to simply hear Jim Ross call the action. All right, I don't know what the fuck's going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's about time I start learning, and Jim Ross possibly could get me invested in that product. So I hope that is a long-term partnership. But regardless of Jim Ross and Jeff Jarrett's new promotion, Mike Tenay may be on his way out. Josh Matthews may be in as the new voice of TNA. And that is part 2 of Off the Script, guys, number 41. Part 3, staying in the possibility of him wrestling for WWE before WrestleMania 31. News on that. And I got news on, who else I got news on? I got news on TLC. I got news on Yoshitatsu breaking his fucking neck by taking a finishing move by AJ Styles. And I got news on Daniel Bryan. So don't miss part 3, guys. If I hear any more news, any new news stories during the weekend, I will definitely report them in part 3. But until then, guys, take care. Leave a like on your way out the door. Subscribe if you're new. What the fuck are you waiting for, man? This is your #1 source for WWE and WWE 2K15 content right here on YouTube.com. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, at JDfromNY 206 to keep up to date on everything I'm doing on this channel, as well as WWE. And for all you guys who missed all my previous content and missed everything regarding Chairshot, Joe Cronin, TRN, all that shit is down below in the description. Go check it out. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Until then, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.